local fossils. Uh, just wondering here. What parts were you curious about on this?
Well, for instance, like right
yeah,
right here,
right in there.
right in
There's
here.
That's a place where there's a mineral called manganese oxide, and when it crystallizes, it almost looks like moss. There's a kind of rock called moss agate that has where the crystals of the manganese dioxide will form these little branches, and that's a clear rock. This is the same kind of thing that happened in a shale rock, and so it's not actually something that was alive. It's where the rock at some point was cracked, and the manganese oxide soaked in, and then it made these little branches coming out.
So it's not actually like a fossilized.
It's not actually a fossil plant
indentation or anything.
No, that's
like
right.
that.
It's not an imprint. They kind of look like that, but they're. It's something that, yeah. In fact, each one of these little cracks has that. The manganese oxide coming out on both sides, and this is a type of rock. I'm guessing if it's from Nebraska, it probably came from somewhere between here and the Missouri River. The closer you get to the Missouri River, the more of rock like this that you find.
We have a lot of this out at we have a ranch northeast of O'Neill.
Ah, okay, okay.
Near the Redbird Creek.
Yep. There's the bedrock up there is actually, it dates back to the age of dinosaurs.
Part of the South Dakota Shale Formation.
And yeah, that's right. In fact, it's named after the town of Pierre, South Dakota. There's those dark colored bluffs up there, and it does get into Nebraska. Pretty much on the closer they get to the Missouri River, the more of this you see. And it dates back to 70 million years old. We've got a skeleton from this rock. It was collected at Center, Nebraska, a few years ago, and part of it is on display in the visitor center here. Take a look at that.
Yeah, for sure. You find this stuff laying all over. I'm not going to say all over, but there's lots of
quite a bit of it,
and canyons, and ravines.
Oh yeah.
And even in our alfalfa field, from time to time,
no kidding.
You mow, and it'll just be real flat, and you'll see it just flat with the surface, and you go out and dig it up, and it'll be a chunk of.
Once in a while, you'll find something like a seashell, a petrified seashell in rock like this. And I was looking real hard because I thought I might see a.
I have more of this, and I think I do have one that has something in it that
if it has
that looks kind of like a seashell.
And sometimes
this was just one chunk I
the
grabbed
seashell will. It'll even have the. Like the mother of pearl. You know how seashells have sort of an iridescent interior. Some of the seashells from this formation are iridescent like that, and but it's definitely what they call the Pierre Shale. Write a little identification on it, and it's now here in Asphalt Park. When they drilled the water well, they went down about 220 feet underneath the sandstone and gravel that we have here at the surface, and that's the kind of rock that you find. And there were even a couple of oyster shells in the material that they brought up from that well.
This was a bigger piece, and I took a hammer and I whacked it.
Oh yeah, it looks like a kind of a nice fresh break. And then you see those nice manganese oxide. The fancy name for them is dendrites.
I actually took a picture of some of them and I sent them to, I don't know, maybe it was you, I don't know. I sent an email to Elephant Hall.
Okay.
With the pictures on it.
Yeah.
And they identified it. They said something about dendrites, I remember.
Okay.
And then they emailed me back, and then I lost the email. And then
heck!
I couldn't remember what they said.
Well, if they said dendrites, that's what I would.
That's what they said was
things.
dendrites. Yeah.
And
from magnesium.
Yeah, it's called manganese dioxide. And the way those crystals grow, they mimic plants.
Okay.
And so they look almost like
Yeah,
moss
they do.
would
I
look.
would have just said that they're little plant
Yeah.
imprints, but they're not. So I was wrong.
Well, boy, you and almost everybody that first time I saw one of those things, I would have sworn up and down it was a plant,
Right.
because it has the little branches and so forth. But then they can actually grow those things in the laboratory. You can do it in a test tube.
Really?
You can actually make manganese dioxide crystallize, and it always forms those branching patterns.
Okay.
It's
Interesting. But you said 70 million years old.
yeah, this dates back to the age of dinosaurs. And so if you've got material like this outcropping on your property, you're likely to find some marine fossils, seashells, and then rarely they find bones and teeth of sea lizards.
Okay.
See, the dinosaurs lived on land, but Nebraska and South Dakota were mostly underwater during the age of dinosaurs.
Right.
And so the fossils, reptiles that we find are mostly the seagoing things. This thing called a plesiosaur and a mosasaur. We got sections of a mosasaur or a plesiosaur
Like a
that you want to take a look at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.